For this section, be, it'll magic wand really nicely. You know, the closer stuff gets together, like see this mush in there. That's kind of interesting. There's not so many of them that I can't just pick them out, but where the magic wand strength will reach its critical mass and crossover is on this gray or this green, because it's not it it won't get down through this stuff. So I'm guessing. I mean, I could start really strong and go like a full on. Let's go 88. I bet you 88 will punch through that and this, and we'll stop on this row here. Let's see. Oh no, it's actually quite nice. It only just punched through there, but it's looking really good on this text. And even it fought its way through. It's gonna kind of blow that away too. So let's back it off and go 72 and see what it does. Oh, that's getting better. See that? It preserves that. I wonder, let's try a 64 and see what it does. Like, I'm happy with that. So 64. And all that it'll, so let's just delete that out. That's nice. Yeah, that's nice. Pick that. And there's something to be said about using a consistent spell across all these effects. So now I'm just going to roll with the 64 and pluck these. It's like weeding and masking, or weeding on with vinyl. So I've used a 64. I know that the 64 is safe on the yellow. Good enough. Pluck that. That's nice. That's real nice. Yeah, so that whole skyline there is good. Actually, pluck that. Yeah, whatever. I can live with that. Boom. Yeah, that's nice. There's something to be said for high contrast, and sometimes on certain artwork you'll select high contrast just because. I mean, I could wand this with like 112. Let's see, how does that work? Yeah, see, that's good. That's strong. Let's nuke it and see. Real nice. And then I'll just, I mean, I don't need 112. I could back it off with 88 and just pluck them. Like, why does it matter? I'm like, well, if you want high contrast, if you want it to be no pixels and you want it to be paper, kind of like me when you take pictures of me in the summertime, if you want it to be blown out, that's how white I am. I typically, with my shirt off, I'm nothing but photo paper. I don't get any ink at all. But those are minute little bits. Sometimes I just erase it instead. But you want the thing to be legible, like I want it. Let's see, so that deleted out quite nice. Let's just wand this strong and see what happens. See, I don't want to blow out the lodge. So I don't want to blow up the lodge. Let's use this. Let's create a bridge. And now I can use a 64 or something so that I don't blow that out. So I don't blow out that gray. Still blowing it out. Let's go to 32 and see what happens. See, that's what I'm talking about. Go with some of these. They're just gonna have to be. Let's pick that. Let's pick that. Yeah, I would never be able. That's fine. I'm happy with the white on the cabin being not actually white. Anyways, I must have a selection somewhere. So let's finish this off, shall we? I don't like that. See, that's a wrinkle in the paper at the time of taking the photo, and so that's a shadow. So I'm just that'll throws off my color selection. So just sometimes it's easier just to isolate pieces. You know what I mean? And then just wand them. See, that's fuzzy. And then that, like, in the A, that I'll never select out. But let's see what 32 does. Yeah, that's fine. The 32's nice. Works for me. I wonder what 32 will do to that. It's pretty good. Yeah, that's good. You know, it's not, and actually, not a really difficult tiling to do. I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself because, like I said, I like to adjust color all in one go. But selection tool, tiling is not that big of a deal now. When you only have one little, it's not this easy in other instances. I know these are the only points of contact. I just bring them close together. Interestingly enough, you start to realize what's happened is one side of the photo is bigger than the other, or was smaller. So I can, just by looking at it, I know what I need to do. I need to Command T, grab this corner and hit Command, and I can just basically stretch it out to compensate for the photo. So if I widen those out, now when I come back in, having widened that edge, they should marry a little bit better. Yeah, a little bit better. Another thing you can do is because this clan part is a floater, what I can do is I can sort of like take this piece because it's a floater and it's okay for it to be more subjective, and I can just sort of like stash it over here for now. Now this is sort of bordering on the freedom and flexibility of doing digital work that you do in real time. You don't like the composition, and even that Métis Nation, I don't really think it's the straightest. But now I can marry these mountains without deference to that floater piece. So I can just, you know what? I'm happy with that. And what am I going to do to actually seam it? I'll probably just use a clone stamp and borrow something from another tree. So I'm going to grab that right about in the center. And I've got the stamp tool. I'm going to alt sample, come over here and just paint in one center of a tree with another center of a tree. Let's put the top of this one there. Sample. There you go. That's fine. So that's nice. Now let's go back and get that piece and put it back. Marquee, grab it, V, select, bring it over here. And all I'm bridging is putting that piece on. That's fine. That's fine. I can live with that. So, I mean, ultimately, I'm going to straighten the whole thing, and then, but that's starting to look good. You know, what this will be telling. Here, I'll close out this clip by doing this. I'm going to select all of this green background, and just for fun, I'm going to hit D to go back to black and white on my palette. D. Alt delete, I think will do the trick. No, Command delete. Boom. So it's kind of fascinating. I'm like, what is that green shape down there? Why is that there? Is that literally green paint? Yeah, green paint on the actual artwork layer. But you can see the difference here now. On white, you can see all these little bits of gray. Sometimes you can use those to your advantage, but you can see what we're fighting against here. White is not white, you know, in when the pixels are there. When the pixels are gone, white's white. You know, the ultimate way to see that too again is to even flip it on. Sometimes when you open a PNG file in Finder on a Mac, it there, that's interesting. So now you're only seeing the pixels that are actually there. That's a clean print file. Like, that's a clean print file. That's what you deliver.